guys, it's time for my journal flip through for the month of July. So let's go ahead and get started. This page you already saw. July 1st, I was on my way back from seeing my sister. And I stopped by my best friend's house, dropped off some gifts, and we got to catch up for a little while. This day, July 6th, I went out looking for some more crystals. I wanted a quartz crystal point. I actually ended up getting this. And it was like 10 bucks, I think. So I was happy to have found what I wanted. So I just drew some crystals and the name of the shop that I got them from. And you can see here where I kind of smudged up the coloring. So I just put smudges all over the page to kind of make it blend in. The next day, July 7th, was ladies' night. My cousin had a party where, like, she hosted the party, and then there was a lady that came in, one of her friends, that sells adult type stuff, if you know what I mean. It was cool, I guess. It's kind of not my type of thing. Like, I don't know, I'm real private when it comes to stuff like that, I guess. But most of the women there seem to be having a great time. I mean, it wasn't bad or anything like that. I felt bad because I feel like I interrupted my mom's fun because I had forgotten my medicine. I have to take my kidney medication at a certain times during the day, and I completely forgot my medication, and we ended up having to leave earlier than expected. So yeah, that's what happened that day. This here is just my bookshelf for the day. I had only been able to complete one book. So The Shadows by J.R. Ward. So I just drew that. I've realized watching these videos, I need to work on me saying, I say entirely too much. So I really have to work on that. This is the Crystal Garden. It was a little crystal shop I found actually not too far from my home. And I got a couple things from there, like a rose quartz, a couple other things I can't remember, but the lady in there was so sweet, so nice, and we ended up chatting for like 30 minutes. She wanted to know about cutting the cable cord, and I told her what I used, and that it was perfect, and that I get live TV and like all these crazy channels and everything, and so she was asking about that, and I was doing my crystal shopping, and we just kind of hit it off or whatever. So the next day was the 15th, and this was like revelation day for me. I stumbled. Okay, you guys know, you've heard me previously talk about dreams I have that pissed me off. Like they for years now have I mean, I've been like having these dreams for over probably 10 years now. That was fine with them at first. I was like, okay, whatever. But as time went on and events and things happened and stuff occurred, I started to get really upset and bitter about them. Like, why are these dreams still coming? Why is this still happening? Like, this shouldn't be going on anymore. Like, I really don't get it. Anyway, I'm not gonna go into details because it involves somebody else, and I'm not gonna tell people's business like that. So, but I ended up stumbling. I was on YouTube, stumbling upon some information, and as I'm listening to it, the light bulb in my head like just completely went off, and I was flooded with such a peace and a relief. And it was finally the explanation I needed, and knew it was the explanation I needed to understand why I had these dreams, why I was still having these dreams, and why I would probably always have these dreams, but I didn't have to be angry or bitter about them anymore. So, July 15th, 2018, thank you, because I'm free now. Anyway, so I just did this yin yang symbol here, and those lyrics from that song Mirrors by Justin Timberlake spin in my head and totally relates to this. So I just printed out a couple of the lyrics and put it down. And then the next day, I had to get all of my emotions, thoughts, everything out about this revelation. I needed to put it down on paper. When something is serious like that, something I need to remember, or something that when I need to get my emotions out, I go to pen and paper, as you guys can see. But like, this is more of my memory keeping journal, I would say. Then I have a journal that I actually write down stuff in. Anyway, so this day was weird because this yin yang kind of ghosted on the back, and I was easily able to make this infinity sign from the yin yang sign from the back. Perfect. So I did that, and this day I spent writing my thoughts down about the whole thing, and basically telling the story about what happened or whatever, and from start to finish or whatever. However, the next day, this was July 16th, as I read back over it, I realized that I left out a whole lot of details that were pertinent to the story. So what I did was, took my original story, typed it up on Word, made sure I got everything in there that I needed to get in there. And then, see, that's why I got that typewriter there. Made sure I got everything in there that needed to go in the story that was relevant to it, or whatever. And then I printed it out and rewrote it down in the actual journal. Yes, a little too much, but it's my process. It's what I got to do sometimes. So now, to understand, this is like a span of a few days this is going on, because I'm just getting clarity, and I'm trying to make sure everything is right or whatever. But anyway, this was early. This was July 16th, which was this day. This was July 17th. So also on this day, I knew that it was the answer in my heart. I knew it. But I still wanted confirmation. So I said universe or God. I use them interchangeably. I think they're the same thing. God is the universe is the God. Anyway, I was like, if this is my explanation, if this is what I think it is, then send me confirmation through let me see purple elephant. Let me see a purple elephant. And it was funny because I didn't even say this part. I didn't say it out loud. It was like a fleeting, quick thought across my head. And I was like, you got to be open, because it could come in any form, even written. I don't know why I thought that. I don't know where it came from. I don't know. But it did. And I was holding on all day. I was holding on to this thought and looking at this purple thinking about this purple elephant, and not letting it go or whatever. So finally I came across this YouTube video that kind of helped you do like a little bit of a meditation or whatever. And I did that meditation, and I was finally able to looking for this purple elephant to go. Like, I completely forgot about it. And literally like maybe 10 minutes later, I happened to be scrolling through Facebook, and this girl had put up a post saying, I'm covering her name and stuff, saying, question. So like, if you say purple elephant, you picture that and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I got my purple elephant. I got my purple elephant twice. And so basically I just put the evidence of my confirmation in this folder here, which is, I can't remember what, one of them folders from, let's see if I have it here. Like one of these from Seven Gypsies, but it was a craft folder. And I ended up actually having to cut it down a little bit. So basically, this is just a story of my confirmation. So purple elephant is my confirmation, so I wrote that down. And that was on the 16th, same day as here, when I was writing the story down. So I got the confirmation first, I wrote the story. Anyway, it's a long drawn out story, guys. I'm sorry. This day actually happened on the 8th. I told you sometimes I'd be getting my stuff completely out of order. There's this place in town where I live called the Riverwalk, and they built a few years ago or whatever. And my cousin called. She was like, "You want to go to the Riverwalk?" And I've never been. And it's basically just trails through the woods or whatever that people walk and run or whatever. And so we went early that morning. It was so nice and so peaceful. You hear the birds chirping, the insects insecting. And then we passed this place where they see in town. It's historically the town was like had a lot of natives. So on our way through the river walk, they had built a new powwow section. You know how they have the ring of the wood stakes or whatever, which was cool. I had no idea that was back there because I know there used to be one further in town, but there's one at the Riverwalk now. Anyway, it was just really nice and peaceful. It was nice to get out and walk in nature for a little bit and come back or whatever. So that was fun. That was on the 8th. The 25th, I had my kidney appointment. And while I was up there in Winston, I stopped again at another crystal shop to get some other crystals. I got some snowflake obsidian. I showed you guys that. And a piece of citrine. I want another piece of citrine because the one I got was really tiny. And all the pieces they had were really tiny. So I want a bigger one. And I don't know if you guys remember. I told you I wanted to set the intention for this citrine to give me my dreams back vividly. So that vividly with detail so I can remember. And boy. Oh, I got my dreams back. Let's just put it that way. So this was the 25th. And the next day, the 26th, I had ordered some bookcases. I ordered like 3 bookcases to try to organize my DVDs and my video games because I have a whole bunch of them. And what they were on were like overflowing and just looking nasty and junky and messy, and it was getting on my nerves. So I ordered the bookcases and I spent that day putting together the bookcases. It was fairly easy putting this stuff together. So I just said, just call me Brand the Builder. All of my Game of Thrones people will know exactly what I mean when I say that. So, but I was proud of myself. The next day was the lunar eclipse. I think it lasts like the longest is, I don't know, a few days, like through August something or whatever. And then it was a blood moon. It was July 27th. So I just kind of did this galaxy night sky and did a moon with a wolf howling at the moon. And did some journaling, setting intentions by the, I can't remember if it was new moon or full moon, but one of them or whatever. So that was my July. And that is it. Pretty eventful as far as revelations for me. Now I am, like I said, relieved. I am at peace. I don't have to be pissed off or bitter about my dreams anymore. If and when they come, I'm good. I'm golden. I just, thank God for YouTube. Stumbling upon information. I mean, this is something I've been wanting to know for years now. I mean, years. And I finally have the answer. I'm so relieved. Anyway, I'm gonna stop gushing. Also, I wanted to say really quickly that I think I may end up moving. I think I may end up starting another channel and moving my journal stuff over there. And then also it'll be a place where I can like fangirl out over whatever I'm reading at the time, whatever books I'm reading, and whatever shows or movies I'm watching or are obsessed with at the time, because I love my shows, I love my movies, I love my books, and I love my journal, and I love being able to just talk about it and go in depth about it. But this type of channel is not really, I guess, conducive to that. So I don't know, we'll see. I'm trying to come up with a name now. So anyway, I'm rambling. You guys have a wonderful week, or the weekend should be coming up soon. So yeah, have a good one, and I will talk to you in the next video. If you have any comments or questions, definitely leave those below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Bye.